Hello YouTube, my name is Elijah of DS and welcome back to another Super Smash Brothers Ultimate video, speculation video I should say, not video, speculation video regarding the leaks of Super Smash Bros. Not speculation, this is the last talk about it. What the hell is wrong with me? This time is going to be obviously about the leaks and rumors like I've been saying I was going to do. So this video is actually just being just reporting basically on the most acclaimed leaks, let's put it that way, that are found right now in the the SSB wiki. Now obviously I'm not going to talk about all the leaks and rumors that are being floating around. For example, there was one recently that was about a guy that played the most recent version of the game, knew every character in the game, he leaked some of them, and even discussed some things. But that leak was proven false by the guy that actually tried to make it seem that it was correct, or the guy that leaked it, by saying stuff that he knew, like Isaac was not going to be in the game, but he was considered for the game, he just wasn't included in the game because, what was it, what did he say? Oh yeah, that Camelot did not want to bring back the franchise. Here's the thing, these type of leakers, they think they're smart, but they're actually pretty dumb. He says I played the newest version, but I somehow, some way also know how why characters were cut, and why they didn't make it in. But still, also that's a pretty bad excuse. And also Sakurai does whatever Sakurai wants, and the IP belongs to Nintendo. Camelot could say no, but Nintendo could say yes. Just saying. Anyway, let's get on with it, and obviously this one will be shot or talked about into pieces. So obviously I'm not going to talk about like the whole thing about the game being a port like some claimed, but I'm going to be talking about mostly of other leaks and the bigger leaks and so forth. Everything obviously will be coming off of the SSB wiki, so if I do get something wrong, it's not my fault, so I got that off my back. So anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, so the first leak we're going to be looking at will be the Verge Bank leaks that began, or alleged leaks that began on May 16th, so a full month and 2 weeks, a month and a half basically, since the game had been revealed on March 8th. So his big leak originally was that Ridley and Simon Belmont would be brand new characters to Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo Switch, that the Ice Climbers would be returning, and that there will be no cuts from Smash Bros. 4, and that the game would be a sequel with reused assets. And later on Reddit, he claimed that Snake would be coming back. He also claimed, I believe in the same post, that Microsoft's game, which was in the indie game Minecraft, would have some representation in it, be it a stage, an assist trophy, a trophy. He didn't specify. Now, before we get on to dissecting this particular rumors or set of rumors apart, we need to talk about Verge Bank's credibility. He has a rough track record with the leaks that proven to be correct and leaks that proven to be wrong. This obviously, even according to the Smash wiki or this SSB wiki, I'm not gonna say for sure because I haven't seen, led people to debate over what he was and if he was a true leaker or someone that is getting popularity for leaks that later on would have some sources because of, you know, people coming out and partnering themselves with him, getting in contact with him, and him having contacts with the business, which I believe kind of is what happened with some leakers. They begin as guys like me or you and make predictions online and pass them on, but instead of us passing them off as predictions, they pass it off as rumors. They get certain stuff right, and eventually companies get interested in them, so they contact them and they start working for, let's say, Eurogamer, and then they still do get true contacts in the industry. But that's irrelevant for this, but that might be it, and eventually down the line Verge Bank probably now might have some true sources within Nintendo or Namco Bandai. Now obviously, from my understanding, the Verge Bank true quote-unquote leaks were characters being added to Dragon Ball FighterZ Z, and that Namco Bandai was developing Metroid Prime. Apparently this one came before the rumor for Metroid Prime 4 came before Verge Bank even stepped in to talk about it, and apparently the Dragon Ball Fighters that he said were going to be, or the characters added to DBZ Fighters or DB Fighters, were actually popular characters. And apparently he also got very flawed predictions or leaks when it came to this third season of Street Fighter V, making people obviously doubt that if he was trustworthy or if he was just gullible and he would believe everything that was told to him. Now, going back to that May 16th leak and or rumor, and then the additional Reddit post. Now, let's look at every single one in detail, beginning by going through Ridley and Simon Belmont. First, let's look at Ridley. Ridley was, I know it's gonna sound like hindsight is 2020, but Ridley was, to be fair, an easy prediction. After Super Smash Bros. 4, there was not a lot of characters that could be in Super Smash Bros. To be added to the roster of brand new characters. Heck, even I in my Ridley video said that, well, I didn't believe he was gonna be in, and that I thought that his proportions would be a cause for concern, let's put it that way. That Ridley, if Sakurai managed to work around it, he would be a part of the game. And lo and behold, he's a part of the game. Sakurai managed it. I thought personally that he had to be taller than Samus, which he is. Except, you know, he's crouched down, which I didn't think of it. That's why Sakurai is the brilliant game developer that we as gamers do not deserve at all. And I'm just a guy playing the video games. And I'm glad I'm just a guy playing the video games. But anyway, then we get to Simon Belmont, which again, it's an easy prediction to make. Out of all the third-party characters from the 90s and the 80s that was really popular back then, that made its name on Nintendo systems, what franchises were missing? And it was Castlevania and Bomberman. And out of the two, which one has the more diverse and easier moveset to create? Simon Belmont. I'm sorry, but I know people say if you think about it for a hot minute, you can get a moveset for Bomberman. But every time I try to think of a moveset for Bomberman, all I could think is, so a bomb, another bomb, and maybe, hey, I'm not discrediting the character, the games are great, but I'm saying there's a lot more to a character than just one unique thing. And it's already bad enough that Sonic is already so much concentrated and so much focused on the spin attack that's kind of lost his luster. He also announced that really would be announced during E3, which obviously happened. Again, something that could have easily been guessed at, because who would be the big first party or the big character to announce during Smash Brothers reveal? And honestly, there was no one bigger than Ridley for the situation, unless like we get someone of the characters that have been announced already. That is incredible. Now, in regards to Ridley, other people before the game came out were already allegedly leaking it, and apparently some people working already on the staff for Reset Era, which doesn't make him seem that good, but you know, that's beside the point. With Castlevania, there was speculation that Castlevania or Simon Belmont or Castlevania itself would be appearing at E3 after the show plans for E3 were revealed, with the Konami booth having an action-adventure game and a compilation for Switch, and with Stealth on Twitter making a statement regarding Castlevania and even addressing, I believe, the rumors for Simon Belmont in Smash by utilizing the fact that there was that was what people were talking about because of Sakurai approaching Konami, and people made 1 + 1 = 2, which is, you know, easy to make. Sakurai contacted Konami, so Konami is also probably or allegedly making a brand new game or a new action adventure that could be Castlevania. They're also making a compilation game for the Switch, which could be Castlevania, with Sakurai going to Konami. Hey, what better way to promote your game than putting your character in Super Smash Bros., huh? That's a better way to do it. Now, when it comes to the Ice Climbers, I'm not even going to touch this one, because everybody was predicting that one. I don't think anyone is special for predicting the Ice Climbers or Wolf coming back. I mean, I did it, and I didn't even think too hard on that one because there were obvious choices. Ice Climbers were cut because of the difficulties with the 3DS, which were not going to be a part of the Switch one. And obviously the Wii U also didn't have those problems. And you could say, but we don't know if 8-player Smash on Wii U could handle it. I'm sorry. The Wii and the GameCube could handle 8 Ice Climbers on stage You're telling me that the Wii U could not handle 16? Please, it could. And even if it couldn't, that mostly more likely would come down to the fact that again it would be the 3DS's fault, because the development was split between the two games. That's beside the point. Then the additional thing of the full-fledged sequel with reused assets and no cuts. Again, no cuts, no, you're not special for predicting it. I did. When I do it, it's not special. If I can think of something, it's not special. Not only that, people were thinking the only way the roster for Smash 4 was going to be better, the next Smash game was going to have a better roster than Smash 4, the only way Smash 4's rosters can be beaten would be by including every character in the game, plus more. And heck, that's what I said back before E3. And I believe I even said this in January. Jesus, where does time go? Anyway, so yeah, and full-fledged sequel reused assets, that's every Smash game, for crying out loud, people. That's every Smash game in recorded history, apart from, I believe, 64, obviously, and Melee. I think Melee might have been the only one from the ground up. I could be wrong. Then again, Melee was developing 13 months, so now the only two things left to address from this first leak would be the adage for Snake and the adage of Minecraft. With Minecraft, we don't know. We can't discuss it because we don't know. Could it be a part of it? Maybe as a trophy. Rayman was a trophy. Commander Video was a trophy. Maybe as an assist trophy I could see it as well. As a playable character, I don't see it. I think that if Nintendo is gonna go and Sakurai is gonna go to Microsoft for a character, it would be Banjo and Kazooie, and I've said this in my ballot video that actually during that ballot video I even made myself believe that Banjo and Kazooie could be in the game, which I'm still up on that. I'm still 50-50 on it, but it would be Banjo and Kazooie, not Minecraft. But Minecraft could get an assist trophy, could get a trophy in general, a boss maybe, so you don't know. It's up in the air. And when it comes to Snake, again, people were calling it, asking for it. Him alongside Wolf were the characters cut from Brawl, alongside obviously the Iceclimbers, but him and Wolf were the only ones that really didn't feel like there was a reason given for them to be out. Snake, it's like, I said it in my video before E3, it comes down to three things. It comes down if Nintendo wants it, if Konami wants it, and if Kojima is fine with it. Because we have to remember, Kojima is the one that wanted Snake originally in Smash Brothers. Kojima and Sakurai are friends, that's why Sakurai included Snake in Smash Brothers. And after everything that happened between Kojima and Konami, it seemed iffy if Konami was going to allow it, and if they were, would Sakurai go against the will of his friend, and would his friend want his character in the game, a character that he doesn't own but Konami does, and would he want that type of stuff? So it was clear that if all these if three people were fine, and even I believe, I don't think I said it, but Kojima probably was not going to hold gamers responsible and accountable for what Konami did, or the character, or the fact that I believe his kids loved to play with him when they were playing Smash Bros. Brawl with Snake. So it's another one of those of like, it depends on who's in charge and what happens. There's a lot of things that could happen, but this one seemed in fact likely. After E3, he claimed, because of Simon not appearing and people calling him out on it, and the Minecraft not appearing, he said for people to wait. Obviously he was going to say that, even if he had proven to be wrong with Ridley, he could have said the same thing that Kamatsu Leaker said after Smash 4, what was it, the Robin and Lucina reveal of like, wait, Shulk is coming, they switched it. So, you know, he said there would be at the very least half a dozen newcomers. I don't believe he said if this included new characters or Echo Fighters, or if this included Simon Belmont or not. Then on June 15th, this is just something I'm going to cover very little on. Someone appeared on the Smash boards 3 times proclaiming that they were Verge Bank and that they were giving leaks. They were giving out leaks of Belmont, Lip, Captain Rainbow, and Excite Biker all to appear in Smash. but it's not worth it to cover it because all of them were banned from Smashboards, and Vergebank later on confirmed or said that he had no involvement in what happened in the Smash boards. Then on July 28th, 2018, he said to disregard every single character that did not, or every single leak that did not include Simon Belmont or Isabelle. Again, Isabelle, after Echoes, was made clear that she was going to be an Echo. We all believe she's going to be an Echo. She's one of the most likely Echoes out there. She, alongside Ken and Shadow, are like almost guarantees in terms of Echoes, including the Octolings as well. Then on August the 3rd, he's posted on, I believe, GameFAQs, said that there would be Pokemon from Generation 7, but it would not be Decidueye, Lycanroc, or Mimikyu. I believe later on in a conversation with LOZ18, another wiki that we'll be covering today, he said that he believed Incineroar to be the character, and that there will not be no DK characters, brand new DK characters at launch, which obviously that has been proven to be false. But I don't believe that has been confirmed, a DM confirmed between him and LOZ18, so I'm not going to pronounce on it. But if it is, that thing is in fact correct, that if that message is true, that he did send out to LOZ18 saying that there would be no brand new characters from the Donkey Kong universe, that throws a big wrench in his plans or in his leaks. Then on August 8th we had that Nintendo Direct, that brilliant Direct. Jesus, that Direct was good. Where Simon Belmont was confirmed alongside Richter, confirming his earlier claims of that, and also confirming that Mimikyu was not going to be a Pokemon. Now here's the thing. Out of all the Pokemon that have been speculated from Generation 7 to be a part of Pokemon or Smash Brothers, Mimikyu and Lycanroc have been both of them had the lowest percentage of chance of making it into Smash Brothers. Decidueye, I believe that Solgaleo could be a great one. Decidueye, Incineroar, and Tapu Koko all fit in the game better, and to be honest, I prefer Decidueye. Decidueye is my most wanted Generation 7 Pokemon to be in, and he's one of my favorite Pokemon. But given everything that's going on in Japan, given the fact that Junichi Masuda, that's his name. Why do I say it's confusing the two of them? Sometimes your brain does not work fine, people. Years and years of being an idiot does that to you. But anyway, Junichi Masuda is the one that chooses a Pokemon that's going to be in Smash Brothers, and the importance that the Pokemon is going to have, I believe, in the anime, because that's the same thing that happened with, or maybe he decides which one is going to be like the front runner. I don't know. So he could have chosen Incineroar to be in. Apparently it's one of his favorite Pokemon. Honestly, I would like Incineroar. When I look at the Pokemon in Smash Bros, and you're gonna tell me that we're gonna get another fire type Pokemon, and that is not Blaziken for the fighting game, feels a little weird. And also, yeah, the Incineroar is a wrestler, so it's something that we didn't have before, so it's cool. But I still prefer Decidueye because it's something new, it's something different. We haven't had an archer or a character that's purely based around archery. We have characters that have bows and arrows, but which basically comes down to Link, Pit, and Dark Pits. And the Links and the Pits, basically. There's no other characters with bows and arrows unless I'm misremembering, which I could very well be. But yeah, but also on this thing of like the Pokemon that was speculated again, this Lycanroc and Mimikyu were the lowest possibilities, and by the way, Solgaleo was just me thinking that out loud because I thought it would be cool. Then on the 18th, Vergebank made a comment or a post on a thread on GameFAQs regarding Ken from Street Fighter being a character. I believe he said that to disregard a leak, because there was a leak that was a thread of a leak that was closed on GameFAQs because the leak did not include Ken. That's what Vergebank said. Basically, if it doesn't include Ken, it doesn't matter. Then, much recent, on the 22nd, so about a week ago, he made a thread about a character, or a post about a character from Square Enix being a fighter. People obviously took this as he was stealing from GameFAQs. He stated that he didn't know about the leak from NeoGAF. But when it comes to another Square Enix fighter in the game, this came out on the 22nd. When did my... Oh no, my video came out on the 26th, I think, for the Smash ballot. But here's the thing. After King K. Rool and after Ridley, and after Sakurai said that, and I don't think this came out before or after. I think this came out before the Sakurai interview. But it was pretty clear that the Smash Ultimate has been heavily influenced by the ballot, giving all the characters coming back, giving all the newcomers like Chrom, like Dark Samus, like King K. Rool, like Ridley. It's pretty clear that the ballot has had a huge influence in choosing the characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And right now, tell me, be honest look inside of yourself and tell me, what's the one character people have been requesting since Melee that is not in Smash Bros. Yet? The answer is Geno, and Geno is owned by Square Enix. Not only is Geno owned by Square Enix, there's other characters from Square that could make it in. A character from Bravely Default, a Chrono from Chrono Trigger. So it's one of those So those were the Verge Bank links. In my opinion, given his spotty track record, I believe he's also the guy that leaked the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Injustice 2. I could be wrong on it, but if he is, I remember around the time of that leak, people saying that he edited his post to after the Ninja Turtles were announced to showcase that he was in fact a true leaker, and you could believe him. So I'm not gonna discuss much about it, because I don't know if he is the same person or if he was involved at all in that. But overall, his leaks seem very easy to predict. It very much feels like the Gamatsu leaker, where he says a bunch of characters that are easy to predict, throws one character out there that is kind of random at the time, or you don't believe it at the time, but in hindsight makes perfect sense, like Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer, people didn't think like that was what gave the Gamatsu leaker credibility. Everybody else was looking already at the other characters and thinking like, yeah, that could be it. Like, what was it that he leaked? He leaked Little Mac, Villager, the Mii's, Pac-Man, Mega Man, and the Wii Fit Trainer. I believe that was the 6 characters, but eventually he didn't. Obviously he was wrong, because Chrom, later on he talked about Chrom, a Pokemon from X and Y, which was generic, like just like with this Verge Bank, which is like 7th generation Pokemon, but doesn't say which one it is. But in hindsight, the Wii Fit Trainer made perfect sense, because she would be the joke character, or no, the joke character was the Duck Hunt Duo, but a character that most people will not be predicting or expecting. And she made perfect sense, because Wii Fit sold a gajillion, not a gajillion, but it sold like 20 million, something like that. That's incredible for a fitness game. Now, every other leak, obviously Ridley, again, that's what I was going to say. With Ridley, Wii Fit Trainer basically is the Ridley of this leak, or Ridley is the Wii Fit Trainer of this leak. Yeah, it just makes sense to predict Ridley if you wanted to, and obviously Ridley would be the character that, if you predict, like, because let's remove Ridley from his original leak, and it's Simon Belmont and the Ice Climbers are returning with no cuts from Smash Bros. 4, and it's not much of a leak, is it? You put Ridley in, people start paying attention to you, and that sort of thing. Not only that, other leaks that he, like, if he made leaks, like, I remember when if he's the guy from Injustice, people saying that he knew the Injustice thing, so he obviously had some information here. It clearly doesn't matter, because Nintendo is not Warner, but eventually, to me, what this seems like, it seems like somebody making a set of predictions and getting it right. That's what it feels like to me. So yeah, it feels like that to me. Obviously I could be wrong, and maybe you believe him, maybe he's actually a leaker, I don't know. But yeah, let's move on to the next leak, and the next leak is the Codenames leak. So according to a post on 4chan on July the 1st, 2018, was not going to reveal the characters in the game or the characters that were yet to be revealed, but he was going to give us some code names and when they would be revealed. So according to this original post, the code names would be King, Ponytail, Old Man, Archer, Secretary, Warrior, Mech, Rhythm, Folklore, Doll, and Prime Ribs. Now, if we look at these, all of them, by the way, very generic things. A lot of these can mean a lot of different things. Okay? Warrior, for example, could mean Simon Belmont. It could be a Fire Emblem character or a Legend of Zelda character. Folklore could also be about Simon Belmont and the Castlevania series. It could be Amaterasu from Okami. Prime Ribs is also a very random one. Prime obviously could be for Dark Samus. Nintendo could be, or for Nintendo from Earthbound Beginnings. But no, this is from July, so Echo Fighters were already a thing. So yeah, Nintendo as an Echo Fighter 4, Ness would be one, and Secretary for Isabelle would be easy ones. But in this list, which obviously people have gone down and tried to guess which one it would be, and people have come down basically with the following ideas for each of the ones. Would be for King, obviously would be King K. Rool. Ponytail could be talking about Dixie Kong or Shantae. Old Man, Heihachi. Archer could be the CGI or a Mii class. Secretary for Isabelle. Warrior from Simon Belmont. This one is too broad, by the way. It could literally mean basically any video game character ever. Mech could be Chibi Robot or Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X. A rhythm character could be someone from Rhythm Heaven or Just Dance or one of the rhythm games from Nintendo. Folklore, like I said, the aforementioned Amaterasu from Okami, and even Simon Belmont. Doll could be Gino, or even Prime Ribs for Dark Samus and Nintendo from Earthbound Beginnings. Now, this leak has been confirmed fake. It's been confirmed fake. People can still discuss it if it was real, but it's fake. Why is it fake? Well, because the post had the following information. In July, the characters King and Ponytail will be revealed in a mini Nintendo Direct. So, I'm saying that King K. Rool, most likely, and Dixie Kong would be revealed in a mini Direct. It makes sense, King K. Rool and Dixie being announced at the same time, but they weren't. In August, the character Old Man will be revealed at EVO 2018. In September, the character Archer will be revealed in a Nintendo Direct of some kind. In October, the characters Warrior and Secretary will be revealed in a Direct centered around Ultimate. In November, the character Mech will be revealed in a surprise character announcement, and the characters Rhythm, Folklore, Doll, and Prime Ribs won't get reveal trailers until post-launch. So let's get on right off the bat. King and Ponytail were not revealed in the mini Direct in July. The only one that was kind of revealed was King, if we accept this as King K. Rool and Warrior as King K. Rool, and the King and the Warrior as King K. Rool and Simon Belmont. They were revealed in August in the Nintendo Direct. Archer will, well, August, EVO has been out of the way and there was no character announcement at EVO, and obviously we cannot discuss September, October and November because those months are still to come. But if Prime Ribs was in fact Dark Samus, she is already in the game, and the fact that Sakurai said every character will be revealed before the game's out means that, yeah, even if they don't get revealed trailers, they'll be in. And technically speaking, Chrom and Dark Samus and Daisy got revealed trailers despite the fact of being Echoes. So this leak is completely out of the way. Obviously there was somebody that said on Twitter that the leak was correct, but not entirely. There was some information, and that Ponytail will not be revealed until after launch and will be free for an update, and that Doll will be announced with King in a Smash Bros. Event happening a few days later, which was speculated to be the Shodan Jump Victory Festival or the San Diego Comic-Con. Both happened with nothing. Then obviously this is from July. We didn't get a character and reveal until August, so that one was out of the way. Then there was a leaked August Nintendo Direct from LOZ18 that said that had made a thread regarding the August Nintendo Direct. The Direct was gonna come in August. that there will be info shown from the title screen and the menu options, that 3 modes outside of battles of All-Star mode will be revealed, tournament will be revealed, and a new tournament will be returning, Jesus, and then a new mode will be returning as a primary way to unlock characters. Well, this was all fake. There was a Nintendo Direct in August. We did see the title screen, and menus options, but we didn't see 3 game modes unless we count. No, we can't, because those were just ways to play Smash Brothers. Showed Smashdown and what was the other one? Smash or Squad Strike. Tournament mode was revealed and showcased, but we did not see a new mode to reveal to unlock characters. The mode was there most likely, but we didn't see it. Then there's the NeoGAF week, and yes, if you go to Smash Bros. Wiki, I'm jumping one, which is the Spirits one, which it's nothing. It's just speculation on most likely what will be a placeholder. Now, WizIsBank made a post on NeoGAF regarding the following characters, saying that they would be playable in the game for Super Smash Bros. That would be as follow. Isaac from Golden Sun will be playable. Soren from Fire and Path of Radiance would be an Echo Fighter for Robin. Ken from Street Fighter to Ryu. And an unknown Square Enix or Final Fantasy character would be playable, in addition to Cloud. There will be no Zelda newcomers, no Pokemon newcomers, and there will be 12 newcomers, more to come, 7 fighters original and 5 echoes. Well, again, I'm gonna say this is to me what screams fake to me. Is the same thing with the stage screen, why I don't believe it's everything that we've seen. It just feels empty, like that, a perfect square, and if you left that black bar there, it doesn't look that good. And when it comes to this, the 12 more to come, 7 original, as of right now we have 4 brand new characters, original fighters. If we add 7, that's 11. That's 1 character less than the original roster for Smash Brothers. I feel like if they were gonna, it's again a celebration of Smash Brothers, there would be they would add 1 brand new character just to squeeze it in. They would, and it would be kind of easy not kind of easy, it's never easy, I'm stupid for saying that, but you know, it would be a thing that they would go the extra mile for it, and even get more members to the team if need be to include that final character. I just feel like that would be it. Not only that, Zelda and Pokemon not getting a newcomer, yeah, that's not happening. They're gonna get newcomers, even if it's echoes. And if this leaker is considering an unknown Square character to be an addition, and he's saying like 12 more newcomers to come, and he's including echoes, then Zelda is absolutely getting at least 1. Impa is right there. I'm just saying. Then later on he made a new account, not him, or a new account was made that Isabelle, Isaac, Ken and Soren will all be on the way, that Monster would be getting a playable character, which I kind of predicted, by the way, and most people are predicting as well. Terra from Final Fantasy VI would be a playable character, that I call BS because Sakurai wanted to use a character from the previous from Final Fantasy, but Cloud was the more iconic one, so I don't think that would be it. Not only that, unless it's an Echo, which he doesn't include with the Echoes and doesn't talk about it as an Echo, I find it very doubtful. Namco Bandai would get another playable character, mostly likely Heihachi. People have been predicting this as well. Sable Prince would become playable, but I believe Sable Prince was owned by Namco Bandai. Let me just confirm this, because I find it weird. I thought it was owned by Namco Bandai. If it's owned by Nintendo, that's actually weird. No, actually Nintendo owns it. Wow, I'm actually impressed. So yeah, it could be a character, it could work well. That Felix from Golden Sun will be an Echo for Isaac. That Shadow will be an Echo for Sonic, and that Galactonite will be an Echo for Meta Knight, which these last 3 were kind of easy to predict. If Isaac's coming in, and Simon got an Echo, and probably Isaac would get as well. Better way to include more characters. Galactonite was something people already were predicting, the same thing with Shadow. And then in the second post he said that the Soren would be different from Robin in a way of effects, with Soren having an agitated dagger instead of Robin's bronze sword, In the third post, he had more sources, or claimed to have more sources. He posted 3 days later and said that Namco Bandai character, the final Namco Bandai character will be Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia, I think. That Skull Kid will be a playable character. So this leak, let me just make sure, I'm gonna read the date of the leak just to be sure of when it was. So this was on August 10th. August 10th. So yeah, August 10th. I believe it's August 10th. I'm not gonna look through that. August 10th, Skull Kid will be playable. So after Nintendo Direct. So August 10th is 2 days after the Direct, where people already were speculating about Skull Kid. So yeah, and also the account has been deleted. A new mode will be a mixture of subspace emissaries from Brawl and adventure mode from Melee. Boss battle mode will be in the game. We saw that, technically speaking, in the Direct. Most people are already predicting it. A new mastermind will be involved in the game. Characters can talk between English and Japanese. You can change it. And the motto "Everyone's here" refers to something, to not just all fighters returning. So it would also probably include assist trophies, I'm guessing, which would be incorrect immediately because some assist trophies were gonna be playable, not playable characters. Yeah, they are playable characters. What the hell am I talking about? But yeah, not all stages are here. For example, not all game modes were gonna be here. So, he made the last post apparently with a few hints that were: the princess will be happy to see this person again, which would relate to Skull Kid apparently, which I don't think the princess will be happy to see Skull Kid, but whatever. A young man's unstoppable destiny, one will live and one will die. Beloved little guy with blue as his favorite color and dynamic duo. And later on, a third account with the same name dropped the following hints: does not perform well in autumn, this one might be dead, after which this one is without a hat, better bring some bacon as well. So this week was out there, let's put it that way. It was a little bit out there. Now we reached the Galactonite, not the Galactonite, the Gothitelle Richter and Gothitelle leak. This one is actually pretty fun to me. To me, it's very funny because I find this leak so bad. So bad. It's not even funny. To me, it's such a bad one. It's not funny. So let's look at it from a simple way. This leak was someone that apparently data mined the game at CEO, which was a tournament, a fighting game tournament that happened in late June I think. And apparently the guy leaked the game, or data mined the game, and found the code names basically for Gothitelle, for God of War, for Richter Belmont, for King K. Rool, and for Dark Samus. Simon Belmont was not present in this. Now this leak, right off the gate, it's fake. Let's just come out and say it. This one is fake. I'm gonna see if I can find the comment that was on, if this thread is still up. I don't believe it is. Okay, so somebody made a perfect comment and I'm gonna look for it. This is one of the last comments on the thread that says the following, and it's perfect in my opinion, and even their picture is perfect for the situation at hand. So this guy was supposedly a guy working at the demo booths, and this is a comment, perfect comment from an anonymous person, so we cannot give too much credit to the person that said it. Said the following: so you set up Nintendo Switches. While doing that, you managed to get the build onto a PC, managed to unpack and decompile the game files to data mine on whatever random computer they had there. And while doing all of that, you want us to believe that you want us to believe that somehow you did not manage to get a single screenshot of any of that out there, let alone the fucking build itself. So what was your plan with this thread? Make yourself look like an incompetent retard? Make up a foul story that makes you look like an incompetent retard? Here's the thing. Language aside, the guy's absolutely right. You cannot tell me that you get the build, you hack it, you unpack it, you see the things in there, and you can't give us a screenshot? And there was somebody else on Reddit, which I'm going to look for the comment again. Yeah, I'm going to look for the comment, and I'm going to read it in some of the parts in full, or most of it in full, because the guy also has a brilliant debunking of this. And let me just see if I can find it. Okay, so here it is. So it comes from Crash Hand Cortex that says the following. It's fake. I've data mined multiple Smash Brothers games, and the file name alone is completely inconsistent with how have been handled since Brawl. And given how much Ultimate borrowed from Smash 4 already, I highly doubt they would change the convention they've stuck since 2008. Super Smash Bros. Or Smash Bros. Almost never uses the excessive romanization of Japanese which this leak claims to use. They use simplified versions which are generally more in line with how people would tend to translate them. As example, Kirby is commonly referred as Kabi in Japan, but it's generally known as and referred to as Kirby in every region. To add some more information from this perspective of somebody who has dived into both Brawl and Smash Brothers or Brawl and Smash Wars files rather extensively, Dark Samus and King K. Rool are consistently referred as Dark Samus and King K. Rool for their appearances as trophies, and as assist trophies in Dark Samus's case. And getting Kurururu out of K. Rool is just flat out incorrect, no matter what sort of romanization you're applying. On top of that, this leak also has more unrelated inconsistent problems. Why Richter in the code of the demo but not Simon? I'm sure people will defend this by claiming that they want to avoid spoilers via data mining, but in that case none of the unannounced characters would even be present in the code. Hell, if that was the case, none of the announced fighters who are unplayable in the demo would be in the code, since demos generally don't include the entire of the game content, specifically to avoid situations like this. Playable characters are never labeled with numbers with numbers in their names, not even clones. You won't see Dark Pit referred to as Pit 2. He'll be Pit B, as in referred to as such in Smash 4. If there was a second Mario playable in the game, whatever metal, paper or green, he would be referred to as Metal Mario, Paper Mario or Green Mario. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only files with numbers in their file names relating to actual characters are a handful of trophies such as Ridley's forms in Other M, the adolescent stage is called Ridley 2, the Town and City Trophy, Sumamura 2, and the Digger Machine from Other M, which has numbers in its name RB176. CEO employees are generally don't know the first thing about hacking Switch games and reading their assets, let alone for a privately released demo where they could receive potentially legal repercussions if they leaked said assets. Gothitale is an absolute utterly laughable character I've seen implemented to be playable by any leak I've ever seen. Then that includes people who say Goku, Shrek, Pink Gold Peach, and Boshi from Super Mario RPG will be playable. Now, this guy makes perfect sense, but also another thing, the only thing I could see people defending the original leaker with this second leak would be that Nintendo or Sakurai said that you can't really say who's echoing who when it came to Richter and Simon. And while that's true, that's also kind of load of baloney. Why? Because that wouldn't matter. If we have in this leak, in this alleged leak, the fact that we have Dark Samus, that this leak would have God of War and Gothitale combined, why wouldn't Simon be here? You know, if Dark Samus is in it, underneath regular Samus, why wouldn't Simon Belmont be here alongside Richter? If Lucina, Dark Pit and Daisy are all listed with their Echo counterparts, why wouldn't Richter? And you cannot say, oh, but they probably decided on Richter first and then made Simon. that's a lot of crap too. You cannot use those two things and say, there you go, that's the truth, have at it. That's not how it works. Both of this leak very much was fake from the beginning, just by the fact that it included Richter and not Simon. Richter was the thing that gave it life, but Richter was the thing that killed it. And now we arrive at the final one of the two leaks. Technically speaking, we do have the leak about the rumor, I should say, about the unlocking characters using amiibos, but that's not really important. If it's just another way to unlocking, great. I have a crap ton of Smash amiibos, but I won't be using them to unlock the characters. But anyway, moving on to the, I believe, the final two big leaks that we have received, and I'm going to be looking at them, the first one specifically, because it's actually a pretty meaty one. It's from GameFAQs. A username called Toenail created a post that revealed 12 assist trophies, 5 new Mii costumes, with all the Mii costumes returning from the Super Smash Bros. 4 and Super Smash Bros. 3DS. That would include the characters that became characters, 6 new characters, 9 new echoes. In the post, he referred the possibility of sharing the same information from Vergebank. His original post has been deleted, but the debate has kept on going on GameFAQs. This was from August the 26th, so it was about a week ago. So the assist trophies are as follows: Creeper from the Minecraft series, Rayman from Rayman, Wonder Red from Wonderful 101, Captain Rainbow from Captain Rainbow, Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog, Bub and Bob from the Bubble Bobble series, Professor Layton from the Professor Layton series, Rabbits from the Rayman series, but they're more of their own series now, Arthur from the Ghost and Goblin series, Shantae from the Shantae series, Cosmos from the Xenosaga series, and Birdo from the Super Mario Brothers series. Then the new costumes were the CGI for the Gunner from Pokemon, Artorias, a sword fighter from the Dark Souls series, Dylan as a brawler from the Dylan Western series, Gun Ray for the Gunner from the Custom Robo series, and the Kuma for the brawler from Street Fighter. The brand new characters would be Tapu Koko from the Pokemon series, Isaac from Golden Sun, Elma from Xenoblade, Karate Joe from Rhythm Heaven, Skull Kid from the Zelda series, and Zora from the Kingdom Hearts series. And then the new echoes would be Tails as an echo for Sonic, Dr. Luigi as an echo for Dr. Mario, Isabelle for Villager, Ken for Ryu, Zelgius, or aka the Black Knight, for Ike, Dixie for Diddy, Hilda for Zelda, Felix for Isaac, and Riku for Sora. So let's first things first start off with each individual. Let's look at the assist trophies first. The fact that Captain Rainbow, I found this very dubious. I don't believe Shadow will be an assist trophy. I think Shadow is gonna be the assist trophy for Sonic. It makes too much of a perfect sense, and I know people also wanted Tails to be in, but Shadow is a much more easy transition from that model. The model, it's even like most echoes, if not all echoes, are based on the same model already. So I find it very particularly that weird that Tails would be. In his original post, he said, let's see if I can find it. It's around here. Yes. So basically it just says that it's the same moveset but with up B for a propeller. It just seems a little bit weird that it would be Tails instead of Shadow. I think that the most likely one is Shadow. I think Shadow and Tails would most likely be neck and neck with in terms of voting in the ballot, but I think Shadow is just too popular, and it fits with the whole Rivals things that we have been seeing. The Smash, the reveal trailer for King K. Rool is called Rivals and not Heroes versus Villains. It's Rivals. So basically, and confirming that all the characters in that thing, in that pre-launch, the pre-reveal for King K. Rool are just rivals. So Meta Knight and Kirby are rivals, and Meta Knight is not a villain, especially not anymore. You can technically say the same thing about Wolf. He's more of an not anti-hero, but just a guy that doesn't like Star Fox and the Star Fox crew. And I believe he's just a bounty hunter, so technically speaking, he's never really a villain. But yeah, all the others make sense. I mean, the Creeper, it goes with what Vergebank said. Bubble Bobble getting a representation in Smash is about time. Rayman, Arthur, Shantae, and Cosmos seem a little bit of a stretch. Cosmos not so much, but like the rabbits being in it, I doubt it. Nintendo might even, if it was, like after the popularity of Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a decision would be made to strike. But the main thing to me here is that Wonder Red, or not Wonder Red, Shadow has not been revealed yet in the 2 batches of assist trophies we've gotten. I feel like he would have been announced already if he wasn't a character. You know, I'm all for speculation and stuff, but there's no point in keeping assist trophies hidden just for speculation when you're going to include a new one. Dr. Luigi for Dr. Mario, it makes sense in an Echo sense. I'm obviously moving now to Echoes. It's something that even me in my previous video for the Echoes I said could happen. Most of these are Echoes that people have been saying already, so it's nothing new. The one major thing here are for the characters. So let's remove the obvious ones that like Skull Kid and Isaac seem like 2 of the biggest lockdowns at the moment. Elma, Karate Joe, and Tapu Koko are fine. Tapu Koko to me is the biggest reveal from the Pokemon series. I would love Tapu Koko to be in. I think it's about time we have more than just the starter Pokemon getting the representation in Smash. I think it's about time we get legendaries too, because there's some really cool legendary Pokemon in Pokemon that never got a chance. I would love, for example, for Generation 5 representative to be one of the Musketeers, you know, one of that trio. But the one thing here that to me screams fake is Sora. Not only Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but to get an Echo. The reason why I say this is because the people that own Sora are not Square Enix, or not just Square Enix. Disney is also a part of it. So to me, it feels weird that we would get not just one character, not just Sora, but also Sora with Riku. It feels weird. Not only that, I've said in my mind, I have my mind made up, and maybe I'll be wrong, but I feel like there's 4 guaranteed characters that are going to be in the game in Smash Bros. Ultimate, and those are Isaac, a Hunter from Monster Hunter, which is not included in this list, Skull Kid, and Geno. This whole thing seems like to be a big, Smash Ultimate seems like that is a big ballot influenced game, and Geno has had the support of fans for the past almost 20 years, yeah, since Melee came out, and it's been the character talked about the most, with Sora being very little, almost no, he was very little mentioned, and it's been growing, but I don't know, there's way too many legal rights to go through just to get it, and I feel like Geno is a far more fan-based character, or the characters that the fans want. It would just feel weird. In terms of costumes, I kind of see all of them being a costume. There's nothing really in the costumes that's too weird. Not only that, costumes don't really deconfirm people. I just feel like this entire list, while good, I don't believe it. I believe that it feels very much, and the final week we're going to be talking, this leak feels very much like the Rayman leak from 3 years ago from RT Omni. He leaked the character, he made the post, he made the video, he made the character render, he made all of that amazing stuff, and then he just deleted everything to be like, oh no, I've been deleted because Nintendo wants this one to be deleted, nobody can know. And this feels like it. He deleted it to be like, oh yeah, people, I'm right, so I'm deleting it. But honestly, looking at the new characters, which is the important part, Isaac and Skull Kid seem obvious. This also comes from August 26th, so it was after the direct where the speculation for Skull Kid was huge, and the same around the amount of time where Isaac began to actually gain traction because of that picture and the fact that Sakurai tweeted that assist trophy picture, and just like the popularity of King K. Rool being in, and the fact that we are now seeing this much more influenced ballad, the ballad being much more influential, I should say, in this game series. So yeah, I feel like this is a fake leak, a good one, I might add, a good set of predictions, you know. On the assist trophies, they're like, yeah, if the characters are not going to be playable, they're going to be assist trophies. But I feel like Wonder Red would have been already an assist trophy for Smash U if it was going to be one. Also, this says that there will be 9 more, right? yeah, 6 new characters. And again, it's one of those things I feel like it's so close to the 8 to make the 12, like the original Smash game of characters, that I just feel like if they were going to go this so far, I feel like that's the thing with both the stages and the characters. I think that's 6 more characters to go and 6 stages and 8 more characters, just to be like the full square, because they've come so far. And they wouldn't left that black bar in there unless they were going to be DLC stages. And then with the characters, like with this one, they would be at this is 6, they would be at 10. It just feels like they're going to go with all these things to culminate the Smash series basically in a release, and it's like 12 characters, like the beginning roster, unless they go with the 8, because that was how you started in Smash 4 or 64. And then with the echoes, like Isabelle, Ken, Dixie, and Hilda have been discussed to death. Same thing with Felix, assuming Isaac gets in. The same thing with the Black Knight, now that we know Chrom is not going to be an echo for Ike. Dr. Luigi for Dr. Mario would make sense, given that like maybe that's the reason why Dr. Mario is not an echo now. That is because he's going to get an echo. The ones that are like, it's again Rico and Sora and Tails that kind of make this leak over the top. The Mii is getting every single costume back. It seems like an easy inclusion to make. So to me, and like the same thing can be said for the other assist trophies I didn't mention. Like Birdo from the Super Mario Bros. Series. Feels a little bit weird to be an assist trophy now of all times. If Shantae was going to be in, I feel like as an assist trophy, I feel like she could have been announced at the same time as Shovel Knight. To me, it kind of makes more sense in that way, just to have it, the two characters, like the two big indie characters that everybody was predicting. But yeah, also no mention of Monster Hunter anywhere in here, which I feel weird, because again, I feel like Monster Hunter is going to get a character. If Monster Hunter doesn't get a character and a stage, then there has to be another, I feel like there has to be another Capcom character to how should I put this, to justify it in a way, the non-inclusion of Monster Hunter, because it feels weird Monster Hunter to have an inclusion, a boss character, an inclusion in either story mode or boss rush and music in the game, but not a playable character. It just feels weird. But this week again, I feel like it's much more of a predictions list that could be right, that could be wrong. It feels very much like the Verge Bank leaker, like a lot of predictions coming off as leaks. And finally we get to the 4chan render leak that happened most recently, that to me was yesterday, that announced, somebody just posted a picture or 4 pictures of the 8 faces of yet to be announced characters, and these characters were Shadow, Isaac, Lloyd from the Tales of Symphonia series, Skull Kid, Ken, the Chorus Kids, Isabelle, and Agnes from the Bravely Default series. Later on, apparently, I haven't seen this other part. I've seen the first part, the one that I just said, but apparently later on, somebody later, I don't know if it was him, it just says the second picture was posted showing Banjo-Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie and Dixie with similar designs. It's currently unclear whether they were the same person. And then apparently, what is it? Later on, somebody apparently also posted a loading screen to the gameplay. The image showed the 4 players in the versus mode. It showed an image showed Wario, but that doesn't really tell us much. However, it also showed Shadow, Chorus Kids, and Agnes, but the image apparently misspelled Agnes's name, and the symbol for Rhythm Heaven was RH, but the series is called Rhythm Tengu in Japan, so it kinda fell flat. Now, my opinion on this is that this is a fake one. This is to me the clearest of the fakes, because we have already had a situation like this with again Artsy Omni. He made a much better job than these guys are. I mean, this is a bunch of close-up photos that you're seeing right now. These are just close-up photos of the characters, and like it doesn't feel like there's effort in this, definitely. But like after Artsy Omni, I feel like if you're gonna post pictures of these things, you can get better. I mean, Artsy Omni he went all out. He had photos, he had a video. If you want people to believe, if this was to be real, then we would need at the very least some gameplay footage. Looking at all this could be easily faked. Like for example, the Skull Kid picture and the Shadow picture just look like pictures of them. Same thing with Isabella. Same thing with the Chorus Kids. There's nothing really changed up in these three characters. Now obviously you can say what about Ken, like these are all close-up pictures of HD models that somebody could make, and obviously these take a lot of work in Photoshop, but somebody could very easily do them. There's no links I'm finding here, and I cannot even look for it on, it's not showing up here. Maybe if I type on Google, let me just check. Okay, I'm seeing right now the picture for the Banjo-Kazooie and Dixie Kong. Again, they don't seem, you know, I'm trying to look now for the character select screen picture that it was said to be here. Yeah, I can't find the character select, the loading screen that apparently was also in this leak, but this is a different one, to be fair. So yeah, I might have to look a little bit more. I'm gonna look for it obviously, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I've seen the character select screen or the fighter footage. It doesn't look right, you know. There's something that doesn't look right. Specifically the Agnes one. I don't know what it is, but her face, her model does not look right to me for whatever reason. It doesn't look like it's a part of the rest. It doesn't look like the rest of them. The same thing kind of can be said for Isaac, but I believe there's a comparison that I'm seeing right now that it seems like these are just they have interposed character models from other things that just seem like renders from other games, you know. So it kind of feels like somebody took those three and like this one for the Shadow one. They all in like Chorus Kids. It just seems like I don't know. To me, after the leak for Mr. First things first, the name being incorrect to me screams immediately fake. And the first thing that like there would no be typos in this, and the Shadow pose kind of feels a little bit similar to the Sonic one, you know. It seems like they painted Sonic's body black, added the fur, but maybe that's what the Sakurai would have done, but I don't think they would. But yeah, to me it feels like very, very, very fake, obviously. Now we're going to discuss a little bit of leaks, because Smash Bros. Ultimate has in fact gotten some leaks. All these were basically rumors, and I know the video is rumors and leaks. This one, however, is just the leaks. So the first leaks we're going to be discussing, we're not going to count the Verge Bank one, despite the fact that SSB Wiki has it. Let's look at the first one, which was the rendering engine being leaked. That was back in May. Yeah, it was back in May. Somebody saying that they made that they handmade the Super Smash Bros. Engine. This was when people started to spread around and following and talking about Namco Bandai being the one making the game. Yeah, his Twitter account has been deleted apparently, but yeah, I remember this. This was a leak. Now we look back at it and it was 100% a leak. This was correct. Then another one, another 4chan for E3. One day before the Nintendo E3 Direct, somebody said that the Direct would have all the characters returning, Daisy and Ridley will be newcomers, all stages will be returning, Bomberman would be an assist trophy, the title was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the release date was December 7th, 2018, and that clone characters would receive an icon next to the name. We now know it was referring to Echo Fighters. Now looking at this, it does seem like this guy was correct in a lot of things, the leak, but apparently he also got a lot of things wrong. Namely saying that Lucas was going to be an Echo Fighter, and the Inkling, he said that the final Smash would be the Squid Sisters concert, and that the screen would zoom in, all stages would have Final Destination and Omega forms, which are basically the same thing, but now we know that Lucas is a full-blown character separated from Ness, the Squid Sisters are actually an assist trophy, and the final Smash was Killer Whale. And it was confirmed that stages would have Battlefield and Omega, not Final Destination and Omega, but the rest of this information was correct, including the title of the game and release date. Apparently, he also got the same title and the gameplay and title for Super Mario Party correct as well. there could have been misinterpretation on his part, but we never know. Then also on June 11th, a username LOZ18 made a thread on, I believe, GameFAQs, and said that all characters will be returning. The Inkling would have the ability to charge their inks, and the super jump and the splatter shot, albeit he referred it to tech attack, which kind of is, it's a weapon, and the slap bombs, or splat bomb that we refer to as bomb attack at the end. The Ganondorf would be Ocarina of Time Ganondorf. That Zelda's outfit would be A Link Between Worlds, and the Link's moveset would be mostly unchanged, but the bombs would be replaced. There would be now remote bombs instead of regular bombs. And he made another claim that there would be a Nintendo Direct in August that would be around Super Smash Bros. Although he got a lot of that stuff incorrect, he still got that stuff correct. The one thing that Wiz is Blank got right on his leaks was that King K. Rool and Simon would be newcomers, but again, these two were kind of predictable, especially after Ridley, and that Chrom was going to be an Echo Fighter for Roy, although he got that one right. The one for Chrom is one of those things of like, he might have been right, but it's also the possibility that while he was technically speaking right on that, it could have also been a prediction, because let's be completely honest, most people could have predicted that. If you were trying to be like, or if you wanted to stand out amongst leakers, you were not going to be like, yeah, King K. Rool and Simon are newcomers and Chrom is an Echo Fighter for Ike. You were going to be like, okay, let me see, how can I do it? Not only that, the idea of him being a full-blown Echo Fighter for Ike made sense before, but at the same time, people are already like discussing the possibility of maybe the Black Knight being in, and you could and somebody that would if you were to make a list of the prediction of this, you could be like, okay, if you're not, if Sakurai, because he wanted to add in more characters, decided to add both, Ike would, or the Black Knight would be for Ike, but what would be who would be left for Chrom to echo? He could not echo Corrin or Robin, so it had to be Ike. Now, obviously, he said there was another post coming, and we've discussed that previously, so let's not discuss that. And the final leak was the Castlevania leak, basically, that right before the Nintendo Direct of the 8th, there was a timed changed in rename of a song. There was the Galaga medley that was changed to and renamed to Bloody Tears Monster Dance, which was 2 tracks from Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. It was renamed a little bit later to the Galaga medley, and as we know, right afterwards we had the Nintendo Direct that confirmed Simon and Richter, and that Bloody Tears and Monster Dance were gonna be in the game, and those were added into the Smash. That was an unfortunate leak, but yeah, that's basically all there is for leaks and rumors, and I think this video is gonna be hella long. This final part, you guys notice that the trailer, like when I was talking about the Inklings, there was probably a cut. That was because somebody called me, and I'm recording this as usual on my phone, and I had to go back and see what the most appropriate time of when I was talking about the Inklings. But as you know, when it comes to leaks and rumors, it's good to be always skeptical. You cannot believe immediately rumors, because a lot of the times they're going to be wrong. And looking, for example, at Vergebank, which seems to be like what people are screaming the loudest about him being correct, we always have to remember that he might know something. He might. There's always a possibility. But we cannot treat it as 100% fact. And that's my major problem with this. Whenever, be it Vergebank in this situation, or be it Emily Rogers, who has gotten a ton of crap wrong before, we cannot take rumors. When we talk and discuss rumors, we need to discuss the possibility of them happening and what they could mean, but never take them as granted. And that's, I think, a big problem that goes around not just in the Smash community, but in gaming in general. And one more important thing is that when these leaks start to come out, I'm more likely to believe a leaker that doesn't give me his name, that says he's anonymous, than a leaker that gives me his name. Because the leaker that gives me a name, I immediately think like, you're doing this so that you can become popular. You're doing this so that you can become famous. You're not doing it because you're breaking some type of NDA and you're afraid and you just want to get that information out. When you put your name out there, to me, it just screams fake, because you're looking for attention. The best example I can think is this guy, the Richter leaker, Let me see what was his name, if I can still find it. Okay, so the greatest example is obviously... Oh no, he was actually anonymous. But the guy obviously was looking for attention, just because of the how badly the leak was made. But anyway, tell me in the comment section what do you think of the leaks, and which ones do you believe to be true, and why you do believe they are true, and the ones that you don't believe they are true, and why you don't believe them they are true. So tell me in the comment sections below. This video probably will be going like for almost an hour, so Jesus Christ, that was long. Thank God I recorded in 2 sessions or 2 parts, and I think there's still some parts I'm gonna have to edit out because I think they went on for too long of me saying basically nothing. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've been The Legend of DS. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Next week, I don't even know how many, if I'm going to be doing 2. I know I'm going to be doing a Super Smash Brothers video again, but that one will be to, what is it? Is the boss characters. Yeah, how many, predicting the boss characters in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate and what they could do, and also probably talking about the supposed Spirits mode. So thank you guys for watching. I've been The Legend of DS. See you guys next time.